I want to show you how to smoke some boneless, skinless chicken breast today. Now, typically this type of thing would come out very dry if you did it on a barbecue grill, but I want to show you how to do it. We're going to start out cold smoking it. We're going to use the SmokePistol to do that. And I like the Outkooker Special Blend flavor of smoke cartridge to use with it. Now, before we get started with smoking, we want to trim the chicken breasts. These are boneless, skinless breasts, but there's a lot of fatty material. They're supposed to be skinless, and you'll see that we got skin. They're supposed to be boneless. We've got bones. So we want to clean them up a little bit, trim everything off of them that's undesirable, and then we got to mix a brine solution. Now, the brine solution typically is 1 gallon of water to a cup of salt. We're using half a gallon of water today, so we're going to use half a cup of salt. And you want to always use a canning or pickling salt or a plain salt that does not contain iodine. Make sure it does not contain iodine. Now, we're going to mix the salt in with the water, and I like to put a little flavoring in there as well, so we're going to mix a 1/4 cup of Cajun seasoning in as well. Typically, I like to use about half as much Cajun seasoning as I do salt, and then we'll stir it around and get it mixed in there until all the salt dissolves. Also, the Cajun seasoning will be dissolving in there, and this is going to be a refrigerated brine, so we're going to mix it till everything dissolves, and then we're going to put it in the chicken in the container in the brine and put everything in the refrigerator. So now that it's just about all dissolved in there, and then we're going to start adding our chicken. Now, when you do this, typically you want to use a plastic container or a glass container. I love stainless steel bowls, but don't use any kind of metal when you're using a heavy salt content in a brine. Okay, now we've got all the chicken in there. It's all completely covered. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to get the cover. We're going to cover it up. And then this is going to go into the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 hours. And then we'll start smoking. Now, these have been in the brine in the refrigerator for a little over 3 hours. You can see these are rather large chicken breasts, and typically I like to use smaller ones, but this is all they had. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop them in some fresh water, some clean water for just a second, just to get some of the salt off of them, out of the crevices. And then I'll take them and lay them out on a tray. Try to get most of the water off of them. And like I said, you can see these are rather large chicken breasts, much bigger than I typically like to use. Now, I just rinse a little bit of the salt and stuff off of the outside just so they don't have a salty flavor. And what we're going to do is we're going to pat them dry a little bit with some paper towels. We don't want them to go into the smoker wet. But what we're going to do is we're going to pat them dry for just a minute, and then we're going to put some seasoning on them. And you'll see I'm patting the tray dry as well, just to get some of the moisture off of them. And a little bit of moisture helps the seasoning stick to them. I'm just going to put a little bit of garlic herb seasoning on them. What I'm going to do is just put a little bit of garlic herb seasoning on both sides of them. I don't like to put put too much seasoning on them because I like the smoke flavor. That's what I'm looking for in the end here. But the garlic herb gives it a nice look. And it gives a little bit of flavor on the outside. So now that's all set, and we're going to go get the smoker ready to go. Now you can see we've got the SmokePistol going very well, and what I've done is I've put the chicken breasts on a steel rod. This is a stainless steel rod. I prefer using it over the racks. I just hang the breasts, and then I'm going to separate them slightly so that smoke gets all around them. I just find these stainless steel rods much easier to use and clean up than the racks. So we're going to close up the smoker, and we're going to cold smoke this. Let's put our SmokePistol over here. And we're just going to let this go like this for about half hour to 45 minutes. And we're just going to cold smoke right now. We're not turning on the smoker. We've been cold smoking now for about 40 minutes, so let's check on it. Woo, that SmokePistol puts out a lot of smoke. Let's close this thing up. Woo. What we're going to do is we're going to turn on the smoker now. We're going to set the temperature to 225 degrees, and we're going to set the time to about 3 hours. It may not go that long, but we'll just set it like that for now. And then we're going to go ahead and let this thing hot smoke and cook those chicken breasts while it's smoking. All right, the chicken is ready. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's pull one of these babies off and start to slice it and see what it looks like inside. Woo-wee. You can see the pink smoke color, and we've got some great chicken breasts. These are great the next day. They're great for dinner. Slice them up, make a sandwich. Make sure you do plenty of them. Enjoy it. Thank you much for watching.